Hey everyone, here's an introduction to the mSpy app. In this video, we're going to take a thorough look at the mSpy app. We'll check out the dashboard so that even if you haven't purchased it yet, you can see what the dashboard looks like. You'll get to discover everything and find out whether it's right for you or not. Let's check it out together in this video. The best phone monitoring and parental control app, mSpy. For your information, the link to mSpy will be in the description along with a promo code. I'm going to try to negotiate a promo code with mSpy, so feel free to click on the link. Normally the promo code will be automatically applied with this link. If that's not the case, I'll add the promo code below, so don't hesitate to check the description of this video. Thank you to everyone who clicks on the link. I'll also put a link in the comments to my article on the alucard.fr website to keep you updated on upcoming monitoring apps. Maybe there will be other monitoring apps coming out that are even better than mSpy. For now, mSpy is the best of the best. Everyone is talking about it. It's the #1 app that's really everywhere in the world. You can see all the articles about mSpy, and that's even why you're currently watching this video. This video will be divided into several categories. First, we're going to look at the presentation of the service. Next, I'll do a demonstration of the dashboard. That way, you'll be able to see directly what you can do right on the dashboard, and how you'll be able to see what your child is doing on their phone, and we'll look at all the features that are available with mSpy. So, a little disclaimer, many people use it to spy on their partner or spouse. The reason is that mSpy is completely invisible on the phone of the person you install it on. That means if someone installs mSpy on your phone, you can't know about it, unless you really have suspicions and you go looking, etc. But it's really difficult to actually see that you're being spied on by mSpy. And that's why, personally, I'm only going to talk about using it for your child, and I'm not going to talk about spying on your spouse or partner, because that's completely forbidden. There you go. And secondly, according to the law, you are required to have the consent of the person on whose phone you are going to install mSpy. So mSpy is the #1 app that everyone is talking about on all social networks. They've been around for 10 years and have 1.5 million customers. To get started, it's simple. You'll create a free account by clicking the link in the description. You'll be able to choose your subscription and use the promo code. If you click the link, the promo code will automatically be applied on mSpy. Otherwise, you can add the promo code yourself, which I'll also put in the description, and you'll be able to start monitoring and stay relaxed. Be aware that you'll need to have access to and install the app on the person's phone. Installation takes about 5 minutes. It's very quick. You just need to install a folder and then you're good to go. As I mentioned before, the app is completely invisible. The person won't be able to uninstall the app. That means if your child saw mSpy, they could try to click uninstall, but in this case, they can't uninstall it. And the price is cheaper than a daily coffee. And as I said, this is the app that's talked about the most in the media. For example, Forbes, Los Angeles, Symes. A lot of people are talking about it. Now let's move on to the connection. Don't forget to click the link and use the promo code. If you click on login, it will open a dashboard. So you'll enter an email and your password. You'll log in. At that point, you'll see the phone you're monitoring, and you'll have access to a huge amount of information. You'll have access to the person's contacts. You'll have access to the messages. You'll have access to the calls, meaning incoming and outgoing calls. You'll have access to events. You'll also have access to photos and videos. You'll be able to see which Wi-Fi the person is connected to. For example, if you set up Wi-Fi rules to know if your child connects to a neighbor's Wi-Fi, for instance, your neighbor's, to be able to keep talking, to keep playing, etc. Even though you have forbidden it, you'll be able to do keyword tracking. For example, if your child types the word suicide, you'll be able to know right away. You'll be informed, meaning you'll get alerts saying, the word suicide was used. If there are lots of keywords, so if there are keywords, you're in a mode where, I'm afraid my child isn't telling me everything, etc. You'll be able to set up keywords to be absolutely sure that if your child uses these keywords, you'll be informed and you'll get alerts here. With the full message for those who want to spend as little time as possible checking messages. And just to be sure your child isn't saying certain keywords, you'll be able to see it here. For example, if your child uses too many insults, you can enter those insults here and you'll be able to say, okay, I thought my child didn't use insults, but now I see them sending insults to someone, or you might see them receiving insults. For instance, this will also detect keywords that other children send, so that's useful if your child is being bullied online. It's actually pretty helpful. The keylogger, that's for passwords. So that means you'll be able to see what your child types and so on. But they don't necessarily have to send it. That is, they might start to send a message, but then delete it. But you'll still have it in the keylogger, as well as all the apps that are installed. In the contacts, you'll have the contacts with first names and phone numbers. In the text messages, you'll be able to see all the messages that have been sent. You can sort by all the time, the last 30 days, etc. You'll be able to see the most recent messages sent. For photos and videos, you'll be able to see the photos and videos. Here you can see which Wi-Fi your child is connected to. Here, you'll be able to add new rules. For example, entering the word suicide. Okay, that's honestly the worst example I could give, but it's really the most important example I could find. So for instance, if the word suicide appears in a message on Skype, in a search on the internet by SMS or on WhatsApp, by email, it will send you an email. you can choose different types of notifications. You can also choose not to receive any notifications, and that way you'll just log in here to check. But if you want to get notifications when something important happens, you can say, okay, no, I want to receive the email, and you'll get an email as soon as that keyword is written. And finally, installed apps. For example, if there are apps you don't want your child to install, like games that your child shouldn't install because they're meant for older users. So for example, those prohibited for under 18s. If your child, for example, installs Tinder when they're only 13 or 14 years old, you can say, okay, that's not normal, and if things like that happen, don't hesitate to check. In the installed apps section, you can also see the GPS location on a map. Similarly, geofencing is simple. Basically, you just set a zone right here. Here, for example, this is your house, and actually you can set here, okay, this is my city. And you can then mark an area in red to say this is my new zone, to prevent someone from going beyond this area. That means as soon as your child goes outside this zone, you'll receive an alert saying, oh, your child has left this area. So it's very useful when you're in the mindset of, okay, my child should never leave my neighborhood. Or if we do leave the neighborhood, we're together. But they should never leave the neighborhood alone. For example, they're at school, etc. And you'll be able to check that your child therefore doesn't leave the neighborhood. You will receive an alert as soon as they leave that area, and you'll be able to receive all the messages on WhatsApp, etc. Calls, WhatsApp contacts. The same goes for Snapchat, the same for Instagram, the same for Facebook. So here, you'll see all the messages that have been received on Facebook, and the same for Instagram, etc. You will receive all the messages if the person has Tinder. You will therefore receive the latest messages that have been received on Tinder, and the latest messages the person has sent on Tinder and Viber. It's the same for Viber, the same for Telegram. Be careful with Telegram. In my opinion, children should not go on Telegram. Telegram is an app that is secure and prevents data from being shared. But then why would a child want to talk on Telegram? Other than to hide certain information, so Telegram. To me, that's really strange. Kik, Line, Hangouts, Skype, TikTok, and Discord. So you'll be able to get all the messages that were sent on those platforms. You can request a screenshot. Record, meaning that here you can request, okay, I want to see what my child is doing on their phone. And so you'll be able to record, which means you can see live what your child has been doing. The latest searches made on the internet, the apps that have been bookmarked for the internet, the most recent emails. And finally, you can add restrictions, meaning you can block certain Wi-Fi networks, block specific websites, and directly block certain applications from this dashboard, meaning that by logging in here, you can say, no, I don't want them to access certain sites, like those restricted to people over 18, so you can block certain apps and so on. But you should know that if you block things, the person will be aware that you've blocked them. Thank you. So if you have any questions about mSpy, feel free to leave a message in the comments. Don't forget to leave a like. And don't forget to subscribe. You can turn off the notification bell, and that's it. Feel free to check out the link for mSpy in the description. And also, my review of mSpy is on my website, alcar.fr. The link will be in the description. Don't hesitate to watch the video here. It might interest you. Bye everyone.